One of the things that drives me nuts, I think this is actually pretty important when you do an LS swap, especially like using original ECM. This has had a PSI conversion computer that was, whenever it was putting that 69 Camaro there, they decided to put it in the son's car. He wants to go with a different setup in that car, so we put this in the son's vet. This is going to go clear somewhere back in New Mexico. And so I always put together a packet like this. I'm going to send it with the customer. Hopefully it'll stay in the car. If they ever sell it, have somebody work on it, have all the important information instead of somebody else having to go through discoveries and figure out what's what on this stuff. Like I had to figure out the ECM harness and all that stuff to get the instructions to pull it out of that one there, because I wasn't able to leave everything connected, so I had to unhook some stuff, and the way it was put in that car, I had no idea where it went or what the wires did. So if anybody else has to work on this, they will know exactly what they're looking for, what to look it up for. Like this came out of a GMC 3500 Savannah. I managed to get my top down thing to pull the VIN number to that computer up. Makes it so much easier for these people to be able to figure out what the part numbers are. You know, and that was including the water pump that I put in and stuff like that. But for me, I think that's probably about one of the most important things that you can put together with a vehicle that you do an LS swap on. That way the customer is not sitting there going to the parts store or something simple. Water pump goes bad. Well, this water pump looks kind of special. Actually, no, that one's not. It's a GM 57 style that was extended out to work with this system. However, he don't know that, the parts guy don't know that. So I got part numbers and whatnot written down. That's anything special. Everything else is going to be basic and straightforward, but basically, if you're going to do this kind of work for your customer, keep track of that stuff. Make them a nice little packet. Throw it in the glove box. Tell them, leave that son of a bitch in there. That way, if they ever have any troubles with it, this will give tons of information, because, you know, the parts guy is not going to know what in the hell this is. He's just going, well, that's an LS motor. I don't know what it's out of, what it does, blah, blah, blah. Simplify everything for your customer. They'll be happy later on down the road, because shit does break down, water pump go out, or sensor goes bad, or what the hell ever. They'll be able to get the right components for it. So, with that being said, I didn't have any of that information, so I had to look it up. Each component, I got lucky, the PSI conversion computer had it written on the back of what it was, but it did not have a VIN number. And as the rest of y'all know, ODB2 stuff wants to know the serial number that it's looking at. So I had to get mine to, thank God it actually automatically read it. And so I was able to write it down for that information. The other thing is, when I go to a GM dealership or a parts store, they have the last 8 of the VIN of that motor there. So transmission information, because the transmission came from that same vehicle. So I mean, that's a plethora of information that would be very helpful to him. That's some sort of weird aftermarket intake, but I've never heard of it either way. But yeah, that's kind of one of my pet peeves. Throw it in there, send it with the customer, let them know, leave that thing in the car. Be the most probably irritating thing that I deal with on some of this shit, is having to figure out what some of them parts are. Or, like this one here, I got lucky. It said 05 Savannah, still had the sticker numbers on some of it, but I didn't have all the information. So I printed off a whole instruction manual from PSI conversions, stuff like that. Mechanic works on this thing for any reason has an issue. They want to run through some diag or something like that. They can sit there and they can look through that. Okay, this is from this model of van or car or whatever the hell you pull the motor out of. This is what this is and this is what that is. Okay, I get it. I can read through it. This is where this is located, that's located. Makes it a hell of a lot easier on whoever's got to work on it or sell parts for it. The whole 9 yards. Owner's happy. Mechanics happier. Some of them will bitch about everything, but I don't give a shit. I do my work, try to do it clean, make it look nice. I don't know how many cars I've had to work on. Fucking wire colors change halfway down the fucking line. Keep the same color of wire as much as possible. If you didn't and you couldn't, however the situation may be, I always write that shit down on that wiring harness or wiring diagram to let whoever might have to work on that son of a bitch again, hey, I had to change this here because I could not find this, and it changes about this far down by the frame rail, whatever the case may be. But I guess that's more of a pet peeves kind of thing, but I'm just me, and there's guys that do things differently than me. There's probably guys that do far nicer jobs than I do, now I definitely know there's a lot of sloppier fuckers out there, way sloppy. Man, I've seen some sloppy shit. But anyway, if you're gonna get into this, that packet is very important. Put your customer together a packet to leave in that car. Makes it easier on anybody else that got to work on it after you. And don't put your damn phone number on there, because I had one guy that was dumber than dog shit. Called me multiple times on a vehicle, and I finally told that guy, bring that son of a bitch back here before that guy fucks it up. Anyway, y'all have a great day.